Developers Limited, we thank you for taking out the time and joining us today. We would like to extend a warm welcome and thank you those who have joined us virtually. Before we begin, I will take a moment to introduce the management and invite them on the stage. Starting with the management of Arkade Developers Limited, Mr. Amit Jain, Chairman and Managing Director. So welcome. Mr. Arpit Jain, Whole-Time Director. Mr. Samshed Shetty, Chief Financial Officer. Mr. Ruben Chheda, General Manager, Marketing and CRM. And the book running lead manager, Unistone Capital Private Limited, Mr. Rinkesh Saraiya. Welcome, sir. Rinkesh, sir, I will like to ask you to start the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, as a lead manager, we are coming up with a main board issue of around 430 crores, out of which 20 crores we have already raised as a pre-IPO placement, and this is entirely a fresh issue. And it's a more than 2 decades old company and very prominent real estate developer based out of Mumbai. And now they are also launching projects and doing expansion in Thane region and nearby areas. And yeah, the issue is scheduled to be opened on 16th September, and it will close on 19th September. And it will, for anchor investor, we are opening at on 13th September. So with this, I think we can, Samshed, yeah.
Hello, am I audible? Okay, thank you. Good afternoon all. So with this, we'll start our presentation. So Mr. Ruben Chheda will explain about the company, initial few slides.
Issue information is already shared, but to run again, the issue size is total 430 crores, out of which 20 crores is already raised, and to public is about 410 crore. Issue price band is from 121 rupees to 128 per share. Issue will open on Monday, September 18 for public, and will close for public on September 19. And anchor day is Friday 13. The key dates post closure of public issue on September is finalization of basis of allotment, initiation of refund, credit of shares to DP account, and commencement of trading. We are anticipating by Tuesday, September 24th, we should be ready to start trading in listed shares of Arkade Developers Limited. About Arkade Developers Limited, we are into real estate space in Mumbai and MMR region for close to 4 decades. We have currently approximately 1.87 million square foot under development, and close to 1.82 million square foot is already signed up and is proposed for development. Key highlights is we are passionate about real estate development, mainly into residential space in Mumbai and MMR region. Our discipline about identification of project approvals, timely delivery is some of the key factors which are distinguishing and differentiating between other developers in our micro market. Whichever market we operate for, we are generally in the top 10 developers in that micro market, be it Borivali or Santa Cruz or Goregaon, which is supported by industry report from NROC. Current ongoing projects, we have 6 ongoing projects, of which one project, Arkade Crown, has recently received OC in June 24, and other 5 projects are at different stages of completion. Out of the current 6 projects, we have a top line sale value of about 23,490 million rupees, of which 6220, that is 6,220 million rupees are already booked as sales, and remaining sales to be booked out of these 7 projects is about 17,270 million rupees. About upcoming projects, which are also signed up and at various stages of approval and acquisitions. So we have another 6 projects lined up in MMR region, out of which 5 are society redevelopment projects and 1 is a greenfield projects. Out of this total 6 projects, the top line anticipated is about 22,750 million rupees. So close to put together the 6 ongoing projects and 6 upcoming projects is close to 40,000 million rupees, which are the pipeline which is already established, and we are working towards the completion of these projects in next 3 to 4 years. This slide shows about the mix of our revenue potential between a greenfield project and society redevelopment project over last 3-year horizon. And currently we have about 67% of the sales revenue coming out from the greenfield project, and about 33% is coming from the redevelopment projects.
So from here onwards, I'll take it up. So we'll start with the financial summary. So our revenue from operations has increased from 2289 millions in 22 to 6347 million in 2024. Our EBITDA has increased from 699 million to 1693 million. And PAT has increased from 508 million to 1228 million. Our EBITDA margin was 31% in 2022, which is as of March 24, it was 27%. And PAT margin is 22% as of March 22, which is as of March 24, it is 19%. We expect to stay at around 19 to 20% over the period. Our ROE as of March 24 is 47%, and ROC is also 47% because we have negligible debt. Debt equity ratio, we are very debt sensitive. So our debt equity ratio as of March 24 is 0.21. You can see that over the period it has never crossed 1, which is a healthy sign for the debt. So these are the operational KPIs. So first line talks about the growth in construction area. The construction area is 136,000 in FY22, what has been constructed during that period, which has increased to 732,000 in 2024. Number of units, we sold 87 units in FY22, and we have sold 257 units in 2024. The carpet area sold has increased from 54,000 square feet in 22 to 217 square feet in 24. The collection has also increased from 1700 million in 22 to 5,700 in 24. The average value per pre-sale, the bookings, has increased from 1,400 million in 22 to 6,100 million in 24.
These are the key events in the journey of Arkade, depicting about close to 2 decades. And the first land parcel was acquired in IC Colony of Borivali West, in 2005. 2007, we commenced our first redevelopment project in the name of Vineet Cooperative Housing Society. 2008, we have commenced redevelopment of Om Kushal in Vile Parle. So this journey is slow, steady, but noteworthy and progressive. We completed the first project in South Mumbai, that is Arkade Fortuna at Forget Hill Road. 2018, we have completed project Arkade Art at Mira Road. 2020, we completed our third project in South Bombay on Tony locality of Carmichael Road, Altamount Road, in the project named Arkade Rise. 21 onwards, post-COVID, our journey about acquiring Greenfield projects, total about 4 greenfield projects we acquired from 21 to 24. And acquiring in 21 was a land parcel at Marol. We also acquired in 21 a land parcel of about 5,200 odd meters at IB Patel Road, Goregaon East. 2022, we completed 100% completion and delivery of our flagship project Arkade Earth at Kanjurmarg East, comprising about 692 units. Commercial redevelopment of commenced redevelopment of Vivek Cooperative Housing Society. Project name is Arkade Aura at Santa Cruz, and completed development of project Arkade Darshan at Hanuman Road, Ville Parle East. 2023, we acquired close to 8,200 square meter of land at Mulund West near Sarvodaya Nagar from a Bajaj Group company, and commenced and acquired land of Bhandup of about 11,967 square meter close to LBS Road. In our key management, we have on dais Mr. Amit Mangilal Jain, promoter and chairman managing director of Arkade Developers Limited. He is a science graduate from Mumbai University. He is involved into formulations of policies, project planning, project acquisition, and he is the key guiding factor for the running the engine of Arkade Developers Limited. He is ably supported by Mr. Arpit Vikram Jain, graduate in commerce from Mumbai University, and CA final examination he has also cleared, and he is looking after the sales, CRM, accounts, finance, legal and admin functions at Arkade Developers Limited. We also have our independent directors and non-executive director in form of Mrs. Ketu Amit Jain. She looks after the marketing functions and is pivotal in adding values to marketing roles at Arkade. We have 3 independent directors. First, in the name of Mrs. Neha Huddar. She is a commerce graduate and CA final examination passed out, and a member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. She had varied interest, varied experience in the functions of finance with a lot of leading corporates, including Reliance Industries, and she holds an independent director positions at Arkade. We have Mr. Hiren Tanna, qualified civil engineer and a structural engineer by profession. He specializes in structural designs for development across Mumbai. And we have Sri Abhishek Dev, a financial services expert with varied experience across a lot of multinational banks and financial services institution, and having a position as an independent director at Arkade Developers Limited.
So these are the detailed financial statements, profit and loss account. So these financials are for 4 years. So in 2021, our revenue from operations were 1,000 million, which has increased to 6,300 millions. So there is a CAGR growth of about 80% here. The EBITDA is not there. The PAT has grown from 217 million to 1,228 million, which is a CAGR of about 78%. And you will see the finance cost is very negligible, which is about 12 million in 21 to 31 million in 24, because we are very low leveraged. We are not taking much of a debt. So finance cost is low. Depreciation, you can observe that depreciation is also low because we are operating on an asset light model. These are the detailed financial statements, balance sheet. So you'll find that the property, plant and equipment basically has increased from 3 million to 118 million. Then inventories has increased from 2,040 million to 4,800 million. This increase in commensurate with the increase in the number of projects. Trade receivables has decreased because we are getting the payments regularly on time, which has decreased from 126 million to 80 million. Equity and liabilities, our net worth has increased from 1,000 million to 3,200 million as of 24. Borrowings as of March 24 was 290 million. As of now, it's nil. Long-term borrowings we have repaid fully, so there is no long-term borrowing as of date. Short-term borrowings has increased from 136 to 403 million. Trade payables has also increased from 222 to 382 million, which is in commensurate with the increase in business. So this is a snapshot where you'll find that revenue. This is a snapshot for financial year 2024. Our revenue was 6,347 million, EBITDA 1,694 million, and PAT 1,228 million. So ROC is 47.34%, ROE 46.9%, and debt equity as of March 24 was 0.21. We have a consistent growth over last 4 years. So revenue from operations has grown at CAGR of 80%, EBITDA has grown at CAGR of 77%, and PAT has grown at CAGR of 78%. So investment rationale in our IPO is the debt equity. Debt equity, you might have observed that consistently we are below 1. Track record of finishing the projects on time. So we finished the projects, all the projects on time, and we have completed 28 projects, and all the projects has got OC, and completion was before time. Experienced promoters and strong management team, then consistent financial performance that was seen in our financials. Scalable business model. So we are working on the blended business model, mix of redevelopment and new projects. So it's a 50-50% model, and we are scaling up with the same. MMR focused. We are focused on MMR, end-to-end project management. So we have in-house teams for legal, for BD, for everything. We have in-house teams. So we have a end-to-end project management capabilities. So I will request now.
As we have completed the presentation, we can start the Q&A session over here.
Sir, what can be the USP of Arkade compared to all other local players?
The track record, the experience it carries of 4 decades, the delivery is one of the big USP. We launched the project only after all the approvals are in place. Even before RERA came in place, we were able to complete the projects on time only because of fair practices, discipline, and strong values that we have learned throughout our journey. So delivery is a big track record. Today, for the buyer, his biggest concern is delivery and delivery on time. As we know, many of the projects in Bombay, the real estate business, the concern is whether the developer will deliver, and if deliver, whether he will deliver on time and as promised. So all of these are very strong for us. The delivery track record, delivering more than what is promised, and the consistency, doing it for over a period of 4 decades. It is not easy. You will not find many players who are this old, People come, people go, they don't sustain, they don't last long in real estate. Every time you see new players and old gone. So the delivery track record, the security for all the stakeholders is reliable.
Yeah, and out of your total revenue of say 600 crore plus for 24, what is the ratio of real development and the redevelopment?
The new projects have generated 66% last year, and from redevelopment is 34%.
Thank you. Wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Geetanjali Kedia from sptulsian.com. Your pre-sales grew by 13% in FY24, but the sector is booming a lot. I mean, it's growing at 20-30%. So why is this slower growth in FY24? I understand FY23 it grew because COVID restrictions were lifted, but FY24 growth rate.
So real estate is cyclical business. These records, they vary once the project is launched. The booking is secured when you reach a milestone, say
No, I'm talking of pre-sales. I'm not talking of revenue.
You have to look at it from an average point of view. You cannot look at it only for a year. You'll have to average for a 3 to 5 year period. You know, at times it may be so that you're completing 4 projects in a year and not launching anything. At times you may launch something the coming year. So it may be a coincidence that we might not have completed certain percentage. It is, we work on a percentage completion method or a project completion method. So the methodology of accounting may be the reason. Samsit can throw more light, or Arpit, if you want to.
Yeah, so it depends on the number of launches that we had in last year. In financial year 23, we had launched 4 projects, I think, and in financial year 24, we have launched only 2 projects, new projects, is what I'm talking about. Hence, you can't see the year-on-year growth in that year.
So if it is 13 that year, it may be maybe 40 or 50 this year. That does not mean that we are growing at a consistent percentage of 40 or 50. But if you average out, we may be growing at a consistent percent of 25, 30.
So far in FY25, in the last 5 months, how many projects have you launched?
So we've launched 3 projects.
Okay. And I see the realizations is also stagnant. It was 28,500. So why is that not growing? Property prices are increasing, so your realizations should also improve. But that's not the case.
So you're again looking at an average
No, for
price
FY22, 23, 24, yeah.
Yeah, across the portfolio. So if you go like in the micro details in the RHP that is provided, I think you will get to know that each and every project has individually appreciated.
So in the past, we may be having more projects in western suburbs. We have recently launched 2 projects in eastern suburb, Bhandup and Mulund. So the prices, enterprise value of projects in eastern suburb is less than what is in the western suburb. So the average price is going to change basis that.
So these 3 projects which are launched in FY25, where are they? Which localities, if you can mention?
One is in Mulund, that is Arkade Nest. One is in Villeparle, and one is in Malad.
Thank you.
Amit ji, Mehul Dani from FinTech Biz News. What is normally the proportion of internal accruals and the debt in any given project?
So as we've run through the slides, we've seen that the debt, we are sensitive to debt. Currently the debt is negligible, as in there is 0 external debt, and we have internal debt that is from me, promoter, to the company. That is the only debt. So in our case, which is very rare, rarest of rare, it is close to negligible as on date. Or historically also what we've seen is in the range of 0.2, 0.4 vis-a-vis the equity. It's never crossed 1. That also is in past. As of recent, we are sensitive to that. We don't have any plans to raise debt further also.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, which is rarest of rare.
The redevelop.
635 crore top line, pre-tax 160 crore bottom line. Without that, we are touching in and around 300 units we are delivering year on year recently. And to see those figures without that is rare.
Which projects give you the better or more profit margin? Redevelop one or fresh ones?
Projects, new projects give us better margins. But then we all know that there is constraint in terms of supply of land in Bombay. That is where redevelopment is the need of the hour. That is why presence in both the markets. So redevelopment gives us less of margin, but the availability of the number of redevelopment projects is more. More so in western suburbs, there is hardly any land that you can come across. And also then the new projects are capital intensive, but then the margins are more.
Which market has been favorable to you? South Mumbai or
Suburbs.
Suburbs.
Yeah. Also suburbs have bigger land parcels vis-a-vis South Bombay. Barring those meal lands, the average size of land parcels in South Bombay is smaller. You see more of standalone buildings. Suburban projects have more amenities because the size of the projects are bigger. And the velocity is better in that price range vis-a-vis high-end price range. So suburbs are better. Cash flows are better.
Is there any questions from the audience present here? Sir, we have few questions from the virtual attendant. First is, what is your philosophy in terms of clarity of choosing any project?
So all our projects are uh, in the premium segment. By premium, we mean not only the project detail or the configuration, also the location of the project. Location plays a big role. As you see from our portfolio, we're not into SRA projects because the location of a normal SRA project is in general weaker. So for us, location matters. So we go in for projects only in premium location. We do not go for fancy incentive approvals for the project, which increases the uncertainty of the timelines of the project. We go in for normally plain vanilla scheme proposals, which makes it more certain with respect to completion of the project. So certainty of delivery, low density approvals, and premium location can be the reply.
Thank you, sir. The another question is, how will arcade projects become more aspirational and premium projects?
So it's the track record of the delivery and the product delivery, the form of the product. One is the timeline and B, how premium the project is developed. That is like the basis consistency that which we are giving, the volume that we are giving, that in itself is sufficient for
Noted.
us to grow. Yeah.
Noted, sir. The another question is, what are the values practiced over the years and which have guided the growth?
Have fair practices, the basic values which you learn in a school. Have practices which are fair and look at it from the other's point of view also. Be in his shoes, be it a vendor, have payments on time, have deliveries on time. It is no rocket science. It is just the basic fair values which you're supposed to imbibe in a school, primary school. Don't forget that. Don't be greedy. FSI बढ़ गया 4 माला और बनाने का, वो 40 माला डिले हो गया 400 जन का EMI चालू है, बट 4 माला बनाने का कंप्लीट कर, दूसरा प्रोजेक्ट ले, सिंपल है. वो उसका 4 माले भी अटक जाता है FSI एक्सेल शीट में. Move on, there is enough next project.
Thank you, sir. The next question is for Mr. Rinkesh. How have you arrived at this price band and why is the price earning so low compared to other peers?
No, so it depends upon various factors. Among others, we see it is not low; it is comparatively fair. But we obviously we at a Unistone we always want to keep something for our investors to grow, and this is just a humble beginning, and more is yet to come in the arcade going forward.
Thank you, sir. The last question is for Arcade management. How have you managed to keep Arcade debt free and ensure delivery on time?
So it again comes down to this thing that we follow, like even you see the financials or even if you see the track record and delivery, it's the discipline that we follow. And in terms of the discipline, we ensure enough cash flows at like enough sales is done and enough planning is done to match those cash flows. And hence we have never felt the requirement of any debt to take leverage of the debt to finance or complete our projects.
Noted, sir. Thank you. Last chance I am asking to everyone present here.
Many a times you don't sell your inventories, rate बढ़ेगा, loan का interest चालू है, तो sell as you keep on constructing, keep on selling proportionately. I wouldn't say sell everything today, but rate बढ़ेगा के चक्कर में hold करके, if you bleed, then you'll not get good cash flows. If you have good cash flows and if you don't over trade also, वो ये भी ले लूँ, वो भी ले लूँ, तो cash flows का problem होगा. If you have control over leverage and appropriate sales velocity, तो cash flows won't be a problem, तो debt नहीं लोगे.
Noted, sir. Any questions from the audience present here? No. Ma'am?
Green buildings we are considering for our upcoming projects. In Thane Municipal Corporation, you get incentive FSI for green buildings. So they are encouraging us, and that is where we are considering to come up with green buildings. IGBC. And our current projects are also IGBC certified. But in Thane, there is a further incentive wherein you can push it to IGBC Platinum and all. Bombay, we have IGBC Gold and Silver. Currently,
No,
three.
two projects have platinum and two projects have gold.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. May I call Mr. Rinkesh to give the closing remarks?
So, again, I mean, as Amit sir explained, Samshed explained, so I would just summarize the upcoming issue. I mean, why Arcade? So you hardly see any real estate developer even based out of Mumbai, Maharashtra, or anywhere in India, which is growing without raising any debt, and that too having a major revenue sharing from the new projects, which is highly a capex incentive. So that shows that promoter is growing, putting his own money and raising, doing projects on its own, and. Again, I mean, track record, repeating those same points, track record of finishing projects on time, which is even before RERA, they had been following this practice. And end-to-end management capabilities, hardly, hardly you will find any real estate player who has all the facilities in-house. So that sums up I mean, the presentation from our side, and I will just like to repeat the issue structure once again, issue program. So the issue is opening on 16th September and closing on 19th September. And for Anchor, we are opening on 13th September. And the price band is from rupees 121 to 128. And the issue size is 410 crores, excluding the pre-IPO, which we have already raised. And the objects for which the funds will be utilized to finance the company's existing projects, ongoing projects, and general corporate purposes. Yeah, thank you.